So already a big night for a Eugene resident. Here's another. This is Nick Simmons from Eugene, Oregon. Listen to the crowd.
Tommy told me he's been waiting for this night, the Olympic trials, a chance to make the Olympic team since his experience in Osaka at the World Outdoor Championships, and he is an absolute crowd favorite.
He's in lane 1. In lane 2, Christian Smith, also from Eugene, who trains with Simmons. He's the only finalist here that has not yet made the Olympic standard. He went to school at Kansas State. Lane 3 is a University of Oregon sophomore, 6'5", 20-year-old Andrew Wheating. Listen to this crowd.
Andrew's looking for a lift from the crowd. I bet he'll get it.
He's the Pac-10 champion. In lane 4, Jabri Harris from Knoxville, Tennessee, the former Tennessee Vol. He finished 6th at the 2004 U.S. Olympic Trials. In lane 5, Dwayne Solomon just finished his senior year at USC. He was 3rd at this year's NCAA championships, also 3rd in last year's U.S. championships. In lane 6 is Kadivus Robinson, hoping to make his second Olympic team.
Says it's a different experience now being a married man with an 8-month-old son, Zion, who's in the stands. Said it'll be the greatest accomplishment of his career if he can pull it off tonight.
In lane 7, Lopez Lamong, one of the lost boys of Sudan who was brought to the United States. He was the NCAA outdoor champion at 1,500 meters last year.
And this is the surprise of the night. Lamong was not expected to run the 800-meter final. He's a favorite to contend for the 1,500-meter spot on the Olympic team, but he's here in the final. Looked great through the rounds.
And in lane 8, Jonathan Johnson, who is a former NCAA champion at Texas Tech, made it to the semifinal round in Athens after winning at the 2004 U.S. Olympic Trials.
This is going to be a battle of strategies to make the top 3, to make this Olympic team. Nick Simmons, who has the ability to run an even pace, he can lay back and watch everybody and make that kick, but he told me that what he cannot do is spot these athletes too much distance. So he has to be in position with 120 meters to go.
The gun sends them on their way in the men's 800-meter final. Wide open event. They'll continue in lanes until they get through this first turn and then break for the inside.
Andrew Wheating, the tall, lanky guy right there in the middle of your screen with the big O on his chest. His coach, Vin Lalana, said they have 0 expectations. They told Wheating to come out here and enjoy, just be in position with 100 to go and try and make something happen.
Kadivus Robinson is out to set the early pace. Jonathan Johnson settles into second. Dwayne Solomon is in there in third. And Lopez Lamong now moves up into the third spot.
Kadivus is doing exactly what he needs to do. He is a strong athlete, has a great split at 400, 800, 1500. He's strong. Be in the front. And look at Jonathan Johnson taking the lead.
But KD comes right back. Here's the bell lap. Kadivus Robinson has the lead. Jonathan Johnson on his outside.
Lamong swinging wide now, trying to get in position with 300 to go. Look at that move. Lamong on the outside in the sunglasses.
And Simmons and Wheating are the last 2, but close up. Simmons on the inside has to be careful he doesn't get trapped down there.
He is really far in the back. Simmons in the back, the second guy from the back in the white jersey. He needs to find a way to swing wide as Kadivus Robinson and Lamong are now in position.
Robinson, Lamong, 1-2. Here comes Simmons. He finally gets free and he swings to the outside with his closing kick. Robinson is front and here comes Simmons. Simmons sprints by to take the lead. Nick Simmons with a rush and Wheating coming on the outside into second. Oregon 1-2. Simmons and Wheating.
Oh my gosh!
And Christian Smith, the third Oregonian, diving at the line, might have gotten the third spot. Wow! It's an Oregon sweep. Simmons, Wheating, and Christian Smith, who does not have the standard, however, to make it to Beijing.
And that time he needs is 146 flat. But right now, this is all about Nick Simmons realizing his dream. And Andrew Wheating with the unthinkable.
Nick Symmonds with the victory lap.
I love you, man. That's beautiful.
And these people of Eugene who love their track and field got just what they dared hope for.
Can you believe what we just saw? Nick Symmonds, a star on the Division III level at Willamette University, about an hour and a half north of here in Salem, has come to the big stage, and now he's on his way to the biggest stage in Beijing.
An Oregon sweep, 1, 2, 3. Christian Smith came in and did not make the Olympics. 147 or 145.47 gives him the Olympic ace standard. It gives him the ace standard, so 3 Oregonians will be on their way to Beijing. This is incredible.
A moment that they'll never forget in this stadium. Look at this final turn here. Cadivas Robinson in the lead, trying to make his second Olympic team. Lopez Lamong in the glasses, but Nick Symmonds comes from the outside with the signature kick. Look at the relaxation. And then I want you to see on the outside of your screen, a man's going to come into the picture. Andrew Wheating, you don't see him now, but look at Nick Symmonds powering to the end. And on the inside, Christian Smith comes up. And now we're going to see Wheating. Look at the face. Look at the focus of Symmonds as he now realizes an Olympic dream. On the right of your screen, Christian Smith diving for the line. Watch them crash to the line. He and Cadivas Robinson falling for the tape. Wow, Christian Smith gets under the standard. And on the left of your screen, there's the tall guy, Tom. Andrew Wheating.
And look down on the inside. Look at the dive by Christian Smith. And, you know, the clock stops at the winner's time. And it took a little time to sort it out that Christian Smith had made the A standard with that dive at the line, barely making it. He needed to do under 146, and he did. 145.47. What an incredible finish to the men's 800 meters at the Olympic trials. How about we catch our breath, and we'll be back in a minute.
Well, we're in front of the stands here, Nick, where these Oregonians have been treated like royalty. Yeah. You said in the paper you'd win the race. I was surprised to read that comment. How did you know it?
Normally I wouldn't call something like that, but I've just been feeling so great all week. I said, you know, as long as I run a smart race, I'll win the whole thing. So I got a little boxed in, but I made one move, and that's all I needed.
And Andrew, where you've come from, an incredible story. I mean, soccer, every sport in the world except track. How'd you do it?
It's the fans. Honestly, at this point, I have to thank the crowd. It's all of you guys. All of you.
And Christian, to get the A standard and just outgutting Cadivas Robinson.
I mean, he's a tough competitor, and he's been the best in the U.S. for a long time. And, I mean, we all look up to him as younger guys. And, I mean, I pretty much gave a dive at the end. It was just so close that I didn't know I had it until I got up and saw it.
It's a dream come true, isn't it?
It is. I can't believe it right now. I mean, I knew it was possible, but to actually do it, it's unbelievable.
And they're being greeted by other athletes. Incredible story, Tom Hammond.
Was it ever, Bob Newmeyer? Wow. Well, the decathlon is about to conclude with the 1,500-meter run. And let's catch up on how the competition has unfolded today with the 4 events previously today. And for that, let's go back to Dwight.